How to permanently stop sabotaging your manifestations. Hey guys, hope you're well. And in this video, I bring a very important topic to you. I will be talking about how you can make sure that you don't sabotage your manifestations at all. The reason why this topic is important is because over a period of time, what I have seen as a coach, I have worked with more than 5,000 people, even more than that. I don't remember the exact number, so I just say 5,000 plus because it's definitely way more than that. The reason that I talk about this here and I make this video is because what I have seen is the biggest concern for people is not that they aren't able to receive their manifestations. It's that they do receive some movement, it goes away. Or after receiving some movement and even their manifestations, they aren't able to hold on to it. Or even later, while they are focusing on, gathering more success or different parts of their life, the old issues come back up. So to avoid this from happening, we need to be super aware on how to stop sabotaging our manifestations. Because if we won't, then we will be in a constant cycle of I want something, I will focus on constantly manifesting it, it will come to me, then it will go away again. Then I will start focusing on manifesting it again. And then it becomes a cycle that we really, really want to avoid. Because we want to also enjoy the things that we are manifesting, right? So if you're manifesting love, then you also want to enjoy that relationship. You don't want to be in a constant state where you are just thinking on when this relationship will go away or how can you just start to get better with it, right? So to avoid these things from happening, we will be focusing on how to make sure that you don't sabotage your manifestations moving forward. So let's get into it. Number one, start being super aware of your choices. Let's understand what this means. So we have unconscious choices and we have conscious choices. Conscious choices means you opened this video and you're listening to this video, right? This is a conscious choice that you're making. But there are many things that we take as an unconscious choice. Maybe the people that we get attracted to, maybe the way that we talk, maybe what we do with resistance, maybe what we do whenever we feel rejected. All of these usually are unconscious choices. These are things that we are either doing out of habit or we are doing because we hold some belief that is holding us back. I will help you with the help of an example. A few days back, I was talking to one of my clients and she told me that she has a habit that every time, and she's doing this with the current guy that she's with, that she started dating this guy and things are going well, and she starts unconsciously testing him. She starts pulling away, she starts ignoring him, just hoping that he will prove his love to her, right? And unfortunately, what it does is that it sabotages the relationship. It makes it so that the relationship, which was anyway going fine because of her own insecurities and her own unconscious choices, she starts sabotaging it. So once we start being aware of our choices, that is an absolute point of liberation, right? A lot of times we are at the end of a tunnel and we think that there are only two ways. One is maybe going front, where you might have to jump off the tunnel to a particular place, and that will mean that you face a disturbance, or that you go right, where there is a whole path which is full of snakes and you might get bit by a snake. Most of the times, the work is not about changing anything. It's about realizing that there was a left path, which was just an easy road that you can take. Or it is just realizing that you had bulletproof shoes so that you can walk in the snake path and you won't get bit. Or the best is realizing that you have wings and that you can just fly in the front path, right? Once we start being aware of our choices, we start to realize that we don't really have to do a lot of things that we are doing in the first place. After that, if we choose to do them or not, that's a choice. At least we are not a slave to our impulses. At least we are not doing things just because our impulses and our unconscious beliefs are forcing us to. At the start, this can feel like self-doubt because you can start to feel that I'm doubting the decisions that I'm making. That's fine. This is how it will feel at the start, because right now we should doubt our decisions. At the start, if we are taking unhealthy decisions, to a degree, doubting them is not an issue. Eventually, we will cement those decisions and these will also become conscious calls moving forward. So we will be able to take proper decisions. We will know what the consequences of those decisions are and we will be able to help ourselves moving forward. The second one, make sure to embrace patience. The biggest reason why people lose their manifestations is not because they are doing something wrong, but it's just that they are not patient enough, right? I will again give you an example. I was talking to one of my clients and she had this issue where she wanted to work on her family dynamics. Now, she has had a family dynamics for 25 years. She's 25, right? And She starts affirming, and 2 days later, she's just constantly looking for movement. Where is it? Why are they still acting this way? Why are they still behaving this way? Why is this person still doing this? Why is my mom still saying the same thing? The thing is, they have been in this pattern with you for years, right? Your beliefs about the situation have been built up over years. And if every time, anytime, some small inconvenience happens and you start reacting again and again, then it's not that you were doing something wrong to begin with. It's just that you were super impatient in the middle part. So as soon as you saw a little bit of inconvenience, you started reacting, which made sure that you stay in the same pattern yourself. This impatience can feel frustrating because we want results fast. We have been sick of this pattern, we have been stuck in this for a while, and we just want things to change. Unfortunately, the world doesn't care if we are impatient or not. It actually gives us more reasons to be impatient. So having some patience goes a long way. It makes sure that we are not sabotaging our manifestations, and in fact, it is the fastest way to get what we want because we are not creating reactions in the middle part very, very regularly. Number three, stop technique jumping. It doesn't help. If you are someone who genuinely likes doing different kind of techniques, definitely do so. I am someone who likes doing different kind of techniques for different topics. Sometimes I have liked scripting, but right now because of time issues, I'm not able to spend a lot of time scripting, but I used to love scripting. I love affirmations. I sit down and I affirm in my mind a lot of times and very, very regularly. So I haven't missed affirmations for years now. And then sometimes I also visualize and do feeling work. All of these things are techniques that I love. The reason people jump techniques is not because they are loving doing those techniques, but a lot of times we think that this next technique will be the magic solution to my problem. Hence, I jump from one technique to the other. Every month, I'm just following a different technique, hoping that this new technique will be the solution to my problems. Techniques can only introduce and tell you a different idea, right? After that, what you do with that idea, follow it through with your perceptions, follow it through with your actions and your boundaries. That is way more important than the technique that you're doing. So jumping technique doesn't really help. It actually just creates this environment that I don't trust my manifestation and I don't trust the universe, God, subconscious, whatever I want to call it, to give me what I want because I feel the need to constantly jump techniques. The next thing, stop comparing yourself with other people. It just doesn't work. It will never happen and you cannot possibly have a fair comparison. How can you compare yourself to me? For example, my name is Karan, your name is something else, right? I have a different mindset, you have a different mindset. I have had a different life, you have had a different life. There will be some things that I will be better at than you. There will be some things that you will be better at than me. How can I compare myself to you? It's not logically possible, right? It's just like comparing two different cars of two different brands which have nothing in common and then saying that this car or this brand is doing this and this car is doing this. It just doesn't work, right? You cannot compare these two things and you cannot compare two people. No one can be me, just like no one can be you. No one can be as good as being me as no one can be as good as being you. Your focus is not to be the best version of me. Your focus is to be the best version of you. So compare yourself with yourself, not with other people. It doesn't ever help. The next one, make sure to stay consistent for a longer period of time. What does this mean? A lot of times we start receiving a little bit of results. We start receiving some movement. We start having our manifestation come in partially. We start getting something, right? And at that time, as soon as we start getting it, we stop putting in the work that got us there. So let's say I was affirming and I was visualizing and then I was consistent with my actions. I was not chasing my specific person. And then my specific person started showing up. But then as soon as these things start to happen, I tell myself, my manifestation is already complete. Why do the work? Then I stop doing my affirmations. Then slowly I get into the whole old state of actions of chasing. Then I slowly start disrespecting my boundaries again. And before I know it, I lose it all over again. And I'm starting the journey again. Stop stopping in the middle part. Kobe Bryant said this one statement. One of his high school teachers said this to him, that rest at the end, not in the middle, which is very important. Don't keep on just giving up on the middle part as soon as you start seeing some results. Take it to the end. Get your full manifestation first before you stop doing the work. Doesn't really work if you just receive small things and then you end up letting go. Doesn't really help you, right? So stop stopping in the middle and start focusing on being consistent. The last thing that you can do to make sure that you're not sabotaging your manifestations at all is to stop making everything about the person. This is for people who are manifesting a specific person or love in your life. Stop making everything about the other person that you're trying to get. Stop making everything about just this person so that they can come back to you. If you're doing self concept work, do it for yourself, not so that this person can come to you. If you want to learn boundaries because you genuinely want to be a person who knows boundaries, not so that you can just put boundaries with this person. If you work on your relationship issues, do it because you work on your relationship issues, not just so that you can get this person and this relationship can then with them be a particular way or things like that. Every time you are just doing things for that person, you are just telling yourself that the only reason that this thing is important is so that this person can come back to me. For example, if you're just doing self concept work so that this person can come back to you, then the only thing that you're telling yourself is that my life is only worth focusing on if this gets me this person back. You see how self demeaning that is. You're basically teaching yourself that the only reason I should be working on myself is so that this guy can come or this girl can come and like me, which is not the case, which shouldn't be the case. You are a very valuable individual. I am getting tired of telling you that. But unless and until you first start believing that in your mind, nothing that I tell you or your family or your friends tell you will mean anything. So start applying this from your own mind. Start telling yourself that I will do this work for myself, not just to get another person in my life. Because when I start doing the work for that, you will see so many big changes. And then this person or other situations, it will just be a byproduct of the work that you have been doing. So I hope this helps. I hope that you can take good indication from this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe and share if you like the video. The link for my one-on-one coaching, my self-help courses, and my free newsletter are in the description box below.